Hey guys, today we're doing a video for turning into an 80s chick. I've got my great blondie off the shoulder shirt on, 80s mix playing in the background. I do not own the rights to any of the music, just a heads up because I always gotta say that. Here we go. I curled my hair with a really big curling iron because it's the smallest other than like this big around, which would be way too small. And then just pinned them to cool down because, yeah. If I don't let them cool down or load them with hairspray first, they ain't happening. And even then, they probably won't last long. So that's what this is. We'll get back to the hair in a minute. Makeup's not hard for 80s. Not really. Just a little concealer as primer. Sorry, I had a message. I know everybody thinks like it was all about the blue eyeshadow. Now, granted, it was a lot about the blue eyeshadow, but it wasn't the only thing that people used. Hot pink was the purple, like literally this entire palette could be 80s eyeshadow. Even though it's the Trendy in Tokyo palette by BH, which was more recent. Is that music too loud? Okay, so I am going to start with blue eyeshadow just because I like blue anyways. And besides, my t-shirt's wearing blue eyeshadow. Blondie is wearing blue eyeshadow. And I'm just going to get that on the lid itself. This is not nearly as blue as you would think it should be. Don't worry, we'll make sure it's nice and blue. But I mean, this baby blue was seriously a staple of 80s eyeshadow. And yes, I really listened to Berlin back in the 80s. So that's the thing. I was born in 75, so I totally grew up in the 80s. So this is dressing like I wish I could have dressed in high school. I had some rules, okay? I could kind of be cool, but I couldn't be off the shoulder cool back in the day. I also was not supposed to listen to anything other than Christian or oldies when I lived with my dad. Of course we did. Anytime we hung out with our friends, whenever they weren't home. But technically, I wasn't supposed to. I do love me some oldies, though. So, when they were around, that was my go-to. Although, you know, Carmen and DC Talk back in the day were pretty freaking cool. So, you know, I'm not gonna lie. I listen to Christian music, too. Because they let us listen to more hip, new Christian, not only the old stuff. Although, there was a lot of hymns and Oak Ridge Boys. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the Oak Ridge Boys. If I could go see them in concert, I totally would. Okay, so on top of just the baby blue, there was also always a lot of graphic, like if you were really cool, you had like out there wild graphic eyeshadow too. So, let's see, should we go for hot pink or should we go for purple? I feel like I'm not a pink person, so the fact that I'm going to go bright pink is kind of funny. It's totally just for the look, because this would not be my look normally. In fact, this color has almost never been used. I think the only time it's been used is for other 80s looks, to be perfectly honest. That's decent. I'm just debating, do we want to like bring it farther? Because sometimes, yeah, your eyeshadow went past your eyebrow. I can't explain our weirdness in the 80s. I really can't. But we were cool. We thought we were. Alright, I feel like I need to make this blue a little more blue. So far I've used Fortune right here and Emoji right here. But I'm going to grab Electric right here and try to like amp up that blue because it is just not bright enough for me. Yeah, that Electric over the top of Fortune is going to be great. remember what movie this is. I feel like this was in a movie, but I can't remember which one. Oh, was it in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, maybe? Might have been. Okay. Eyeliner. Sorry, I should have grabbed that. This is my NYX Put a Wing on, or That's the Point, Put a Wing on it. So it's a big fatty marker. Sorry, there's commercials.
TV into every home. Regret nothing. The Hisense 100-day no regrets guarantee. Total LED TV satisfaction or your money back.
Ooh, Jesse's Girl. That's a good song. Big old fat wing on it. Ooh, friend of mine. Changing hard to define. Jesse's got himself a girl and I wanna make her mine. It's gonna be Donica's sing-along hour along with doing my hair and my makeup. Sometimes I just can't help singing along because, you know, I dig it. I still love the old music. I listen to everything. Literally everything. I listen to disco. I listen to R&B. I listen to the old school rap from when I was in high school. I listen to K-pop. Oldies. You know, there's still some kids' music and VeggieTales on my song list, to be perfectly honest. Old show tunes, because I grew up on musicals. I'm all over the place when it comes to my music. Alright. So, eyeliner. Honestly, we usually did our under eyes too, but that doesn't work so well. Whoops, with the liquid liner. That's the one I want. I think I need a new one soon. It's a little... this is a Pixie by Petra. I can't even read it anymore. Something eye pen. I think it was Smoky eye pen. I don't remember. Oh, you know what? I think I have the brown version. Maybe I can find the right name for it if I just look at the vault. Maybe. There it is. The brown version. Oh, it just says eye pencil on this one. Silky. Endless Silky eye pen. There we go. That's what this is, except this is the super small, almost dead black version. Clearly I need a new one, because that is going to be down here, because we lined both sides, man. Okay, I didn't, but I didn't wear makeup in the 80s, honestly. Every once in a while. Really, I think it was almost the 90s or the early 90s when I really started to wear makeup. Not that I wasn't old enough, I just wasn't into it. I was a super tomboy for a while. I mean, like, I wanted to wear the cool outfits, and I have got some pictures, let me tell you. Some really funny pictures from back in the day. Wait, do I have it? Ah, I have them right here, actually. Some of them right here. Hold on just a second. Let me get this line done. And we kind of smudged it too. We didn't necessarily keep it nice and pretty. It was thick. And it was potentially smudged. Ooh, what's going on there? I did not do that right there. There we go. Better. Because that's how we did. Okay. I happen to have my senior book right here. Let me see if I can give you some good 80s-ness of me in here. I have some of my friends from back in the day. I mean, look at these bangs. Shout out to Tamara here. She had some good bangs, man. Oh, Becky. My girl Becky right here. Look at that hair. I mean, Glamour Shots was the shit back in the day. And Becky had a good one. But what we're looking for is my bad hair. Now, I graduated in 93, so by the time I graduated, it was more like this. But we still had the big bangs. We still had the big sides. And yeah, that's the natural color. It was that blonde in high school still. Let's see. Oh, my senior picture was pretty great. I kind of looked like I was trying to be a 40s pinup. But that is... Oh, sorry. My prom thing just tried to fall out at me. Somewhere in here I actually have like all of my ASB cards from back in the day. That's what I'm looking for. Here we go. Here's some 80s goodness right here. Don't laugh too hard. The poodle perm, as my family all affectionately calls this. This one was a great family picture in the 80s. Look at that hair, the whole lot of us. This is more early 90s there, but still. As you see, no makeup, right? There's the mullet. The famous mullet. I broke my collarbone, and my stepmom decided that that would be easier for me to take care of my own hair until my shoulder healed. It broke right here in 2 spots. That was hard to get grown out, man. I believe this was part of the grow out process. That lovely side ponytail right there. Let's see. What's another good 80s one? Oh, here's 80s. There's a good 80s one right here. Look at that shirt. Look at that vest. And that was like, that was the hair right before the poodle dog perm. It was pretty epic. Let's see. Oh, by the time it was 90, it was this one right here. This was 1990 ASB card. So, you know, the big hair was still a deal in the early 90s, but not so much as, you know, just as much as the 80s actually. The first couple of years, we still had those killer bangs, man. Even through senior year. No, I guess it wasn't as much in the senior year, but yeah, we had some 80s hair. Did I even have makeup on in any of those? I don't think I did. Oh, darn it, I lost that page. Let page go. No, none of my 80s pictures have any makeup, even the early 90s, because that's 1991. Still no makeup. This one's 89. That's 90, 91. I didn't have makeup on in any of these pictures until my actual senior year, which was 92, 93. That's crazy. But yeah, so there you go. A look into crazy 80s Donica. I can also show you some of my sisters. Let's see. My sister Shana had some great 80s look. Look at those pictures. She had a really good glamour shot her senior year, which was actually 91, 92. Look at this. That's some 80s goodness right there. Oh, and my little brother too. We had some killer 80s hair, man. Oh, is that Taya's great 80s hair? Hold on. I think my sister Taya can get included in this one too. Oh God, yes, she can. Look at this. Look at those. Look at that 80s hair. Those tall bangs. Oh, yeah. Anyways. And those pictures with the big wicker chair in the background. What was the deal with those? Like, I don't know. They were crazy, but they were fun. Okay, this is the Thrive Cosmetics Liquid Lash Extensions, because I've gotten totally off topic now. So I hope you guys like that little memory lane of pictures there. I know I've got more pictures somewhere. Those are just the ones that happen to be right here and handy. Yes, I listened to Mix back in the day. I listened to all the rap, let me tell you. I listened to Salt and Peppa, Queen Latifah, LL Cool J, Ice Cube, NWA. Oh, Digital Underground. I love me some Digital Underground. I had this cassette tape. Yes, cassette tape. It occurs to me that this might actually be early 90s and not actually 80s, but I'll have to check and maybe move it from one to the other, one songlet playlist to another. This is a playlist I have on my other channel, by the way. I have 2 channels. I have this one that I put my makeup and food and crafty stuff on, and then I have another one that's just kind of my personal channel. But it has playlists of different things. Like there's a K-pop, there's a disco, there's a dance, there's pop, there's a rock, there's a punk, I think there's a dubstep, there's a Celtic, there's just a whole bunch of playlists, so that whenever I want to listen to a certain type of music, I got me a playlist for that. Because that's what I do during the day. When I'm working, because I'm not on the phones anymore, I'm either listening to podcasts or music all day long while I'm working. So the playlists really come in handy for that. And this is a very diverse 80s. Like, you're going to have, there was some Blondie on here and Fleetwood Mac before I started recording. There should be some Heart on here. There's rap, there's R&B, there's pop, there's everything. Because that's just how I am. That's how I roll. That's how I was raised. My mom listened to everything, every genre too. Basically, the rule was if it has a good beat and you like the message of the song, it's game. Free game. Stevie Wonder is one of my favorites too. Oh, Mamas and the Papas. I love me Mamas and the Papas. All right. Here we go. That is some very 80s eyes. Even with that funky line going on, like, that's just how we did it. We were weird. All right. I didn't put on primer. Except, I mean, I use that. I've got enough primers around here, Lord knows. I get them in subscription boxes all the time. Let's actually put on some primer before we put on our foundation. I've been bad about that lately. You know what Sir Mix-a-Lot should be on this list? Things like Swass and Swap Meet Louie. Posse on Broadway. Posse on Broadway probably is on here, actually. Not gonna lie. Alright, let's get a little... Can I just say, I did not realize for the longest time that this Shape Tape is actually a glow wand, and it's not just... It's not just concealer, it's shiny concealer. Why I didn't notice that when I first got it in a boxy charm, I do not know. But I didn't notice it first. I only noticed a couple of days ago. Well, I guess that's not completely true. I was like, why does this always seem so shiny after I put it on? Like when I would use it to correct something. Ouch. Like fix a blurb where I screwed up or something. And I can never figure out why it always seemed to look wet for so long and kind of sparkly. Yeah, I finally figured it out because I'm a dork. Alright, let's get to... Those curls are kind of in the way. Oh, see, there's the heart right there. Oh, there was some Jefferson Starship on here. Nothing's gonna stop us from the movie Mannequin. Who remembers Mannequin? That was such a great movie. Probably the first time I ever saw Kim Cattrall in something. Oh, no. She was also in, isn't she in the... Either that or Police Academy, because I believe she was in at least one of the Police Academies, but way before her Sex and the City days. That's for dang sure. It was not my first exposure to her. First thing I remember seeing just Sarah Jessica Parker in was actually this Disney movie called Flight of the Navigator. Does anybody remember Flight of the Navigator? Okay, I grew up on Disney and musicals because Mom's Mormon, and, you know, the tea didn't have caffeine, coffee wasn't allowed, neither was real Coke. It had to be caffeine-free Coke, which, let me tell you, I'm not a fan of. Again, not that we didn't drink it when we weren't home, but at home, them be the rules. Make love to you, you want me to. All I wanna do is make love to you. Sorry, I quit singing to the music. You guys didn't log in to listen to me sing. You logged in for makeup. That stupid spot. It's not even a zit. It's just a red spot that I used to be a zit, and it just doesn't like to be covered. Whoa, hate that. Okay. Oh, we did everything right. And in case you're wondering, this is exactly what we would do. you probably had hot rollers. If you were gonna bother doing the full-on curled hair, you probably had hot rollers, but you'd put it in, and then while your hair was doing its thing and cooling down, you did your makeup. Because otherwise you'd be in the bathroom for hours. Let's face it, you were in the bathroom for hours anyways. You planted a tree. My makeup skills were not on point like this back in the day, though. That is for sure. I use my hands for everything. Like, well, except for eyeshadow. I had one eyeshadow brush. That was it. Did I have a blush brush? Maybe an eyeshadow and a blush brush. And that was it. Okay, I need to find the most 80s blush I own. Okay, Wandered Beauty to the rescue. Never thought I'd say that. But Wandered Beauty to the rescue. Alright, we didn't really contour back in the day, but I'm going to do it anyways. Just because I can. But if I wanted it to be really authentic 80s, I wouldn't be contouring, but... I just do a little bit anyways. I'm not a big contour person, just darken underneath the cheekbones. Alright. Now, the most pink I had was this pink in a Wandered Beauty palette. What is this? Getaway Eye and Face palette from Wandered Beauty that I got in one of my boxes. And that is going to work. I hope. I mean, I guess I could just go back into the eyeshadow. Y'all with the girls. I mean, it's pretty pink. We did. We wanted it pretty pink. Pretty obvious. I don't know if I think that's pink enough. And we really did like the apples of the cheeks and then back from there in the 80s. I think it needs to be brighter. I might need to dip into that eyeshadow. Just about a half past 10. Maybe not. Maybe it's fine. It's raining men. Hallelujah. It's raining men. Amen. Sorry. Done it again. I can't help it. Okay, and then lipstick. There was two colors. Bright ass red and hot pink. That was it. Those were your choices. I would wear my hot pink, but I know that I need to wear a mask later because I need to go to the store. This is Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink, and this stuff stays on like a trooper, even under my mask. So I'm going to use this one instead of the hot pink, just because I know I need to wear a mask later. I mean, I guess there was black lipstick too. That one is not a Superstay. It's not. But regardless of the color of your eyeshadow, bright ass red lipstick was the shit. I remember when I finally started wearing makeup, I wouldn't even wear eyeshadow most of the time. I would put on eyeliner and mascara and red lipstick. That was it. I think I finally ended up with like some brown eyeshadows. I would do just like this neutral brown look, but then bright red lips. I love this wand, can I just tell you? Because it's kind of skinny this way, but there's a point on that doe foot, which makes it really great for sculpting that top lip without lip liner. It's just not even necessary. But that is a great 80s color. That just ridiculous bright fire engine red lipstick. So I think we're good on the makeup. Let's drop these curls. just threw a clippy on the floor. Where'd it go? Well, crap. Kittens have got that one. Honestly, if you bothered to do all of this every day with curlers, with just a curling iron, you were brave. You probably had hot rollers. You probably curled your bangs with the curling iron. Or, if you were me, you just curled your bangs. The rest of my hair was straight. I didn't have the patience for this crap in high school. Well, no, that's not true. By the time I got to high school, I did, maybe. In junior high, though, no. Absolutely not. And even in high school, it was debatable, and it was probably after I was in beauty school and not before that. Woo! I did it like, oh God, my crimping iron. I still have a crimping iron, by the way. I could have very easily gone crimper on this because I still have a working crimping iron in the other room. I didn't feel like crimped hair today, though. Oh, crap. This curl has flopped over on top of the clippy, and I can't get the clippy out. I couldn't find the right kind of clippies, so I'm just using these. That's what held up all these curls while they cooled down and did their thing.
Let's go.
Alright. 2 more. Ooh, Bowie. I love Bowie. Alright, there we have it. I still have a little green in my hair. Wow. Surprise. And the first thing was really just to run your fingers through it. Whew. Right in the lips. Now, depending on your style, you could leave it just like this and be totally just fine. Like, that could be your style. Because that was one of many ways to do the hair. Just like that. Nothing else. I mean, hairspray, sure. There's already a good amount of hairspray in my hair. I hairsprayed it liberally before even getting it curled. But you probably did, you probably at least needed to lift this a little because that is too flat for the 80s. Alright. I'm not even going to run a brush through this. I could. I'll lose all the curl. I'm probably going to lose half of it anyways. So one thing you definitely did was you teased that crap. And sometimes you didn't just tease it over here. You teased it. You sprayed it with hairspray. And then you held it out like this while you hair dried it, while you blow dried it. To really, really get that out there. Because why not? The smallest little thing of aerosol. Is the only aerosol I have that I could find in the house. Normally I would say you'd need something a little... Some Aquadeath, some nice Aquadeath would be great. And you can kind of like tease up the ends too. You don't even have to leave them just randomly curled. You can kind of tease them as you go so they're nice and big. This needs help clearly. So. Now, I had bangs in the 80s. I had bangs well into the 90s, but I don't have bangs now. So honestly, I never styled my hair in the 80s without bangs. I love that there's this green streak right in the front. Oh, that's kind of fantastic, isn't it? Woo. One good trick for getting good height on your hair is if your hair naturally lays to one side, style it to opposite side, because then you're fighting against its natural lay down, and it does this. It stands up pretty well. Ooh, yeah, it is standing up really good right there. That's fantastic. All right, let's spray that shit. I'm gonna have to maybe tame those down a little bit. But this was even a thing, like to really fluff out that side, but then let your bangs fall down in front of that fluff, just to kind of help push it out more. I kind of dig it, just like that actually. We'll spray that for now. We need to make those sides stand out. Woo! Almost knocked over something. Ooh, that cooperated a little too well. My hair never cooperates, by the way. I have got I have thick but fine textured hair that is healthy as all get out, and it was healthy in the 80s too. And so I struggled sometimes to get my hair to do this kind of stuff just because it was too healthy to stay. Like, it didn't matter how much I teased it and how much hairspray I used. I mean, I had to use a lot of hairspray, but I could almost never get the wings to stay out. Like, seriously, they never stayed out for me. They always ended up falling down partway through the day because my hair was just too healthy, and it would actually slide out of the teasing. I don't know how. I really truly could not tell you how, but it somehow miraculously would get itself out of the teasing midday. I don't even know. My bangs, wow, they were weatherproof. They were kind of bulletproof, as my friends would joke about all the time. I had bulletproof bangs. The reason we joked about that was because what I would do is I would do them before going to bed at night. Seriously, I would do them before going to bed at night. And then I would just fluff them up and like kind of help them out a little bit and add more hairspray in the morning. And so a lot of times I'd have a couple of day old bangs. I did not wash my hair every day. It's actually not good to wash your hair every day. But I definitely did not wash my hair every day. And that helped with these amazing bulletproof bangs that I had back in the day. Like, it was serious ridiculous. Why is the curl on this side so great and the curl on this side is just like, I'm kind of here. I kind of don't care about life. I don't want to be curled. That's my hair in a nutshell. Maybe I'll cooperate. Maybe I won't. I probably won't. Okay, so now what we're going to do is go for the last. Oh, now it'll slide down. This was literally an 80s staple for me. Early 90s, probably even more than the 80s. But this was a staple for us. No, not like Madonna. Think more The Cure. I don't feel like fighting with my hair, so we're going to do it like this. And then we're just going to spin it around. Come on. I have pictures. I'll have to dig one up and maybe add it of me doing this with my hair in the late 80s, early 90s. Oh, see, now that just like amps up that whole dropped curl there. Yeah, that was the deal. I wish I still had my old Michael Jackson style hat, because that would be killer. Because you didn't put it straight on your head. You did it right behind your bangs. I know. It's crazy. Again, there are pictures somewhere of this. I wish this side's curls would cooperate a little better. The curls are just like over there. I'm trying to see if I can get this sucker hot again. Ooh, yeah, it's hot. I should know it doesn't take long. It's a professional hair iron. We're just gonna fix that a little, because one side cannot have all the curls and the other side has 0 curls. It's not okay. Good old Rod Stewart right there. Wow, that really just, it hates me. This is also something you did quite frequently. Like, it didn't cooperate with you? Well, that's just not acceptable. Let me try to fix you. Ugh. I was trying to hold that up. It's still very, very warm. Very warm. Let me just tell that to cool down for a minute here. That is not the only curl that needs a little help. Alright, let's
the more you see of the world,
keep getting it caught.
it rewards you. With every journey you take, be rewarded with points for stays, airline miles, and endless experiences. Where can we take you? Marriott Bonvoy. Tap to join and start earning.
So this is basically how I curled it in the first place. Oh, it paused my music on me. Right on Boy George, too. Okay. I have to go tell that to keep playing. Now you see, like, the shorts. We would, especially for the rocker set, man. Although probably they would be long pants that are striped like that. I don't think I have a pair of long pants that are like that. Oh, I have a pair that are like black and gray, tone on stripe on. Kind of a tone on tone stripe, but not the black and white. But we wore knee-length bike shorts all the time, so it's totally valid. Okay, that was colder. It doesn't take too long to cool down, sadly. That didn't even help that much. How sad is that? Just wish it would curl better over here. I don't know, this side's being a pain. The biggest problem is that this side looks so great. And I mean, this side will calm down, to be honest. But still, it looks so good right now. And this side's like, no, I don't want to curl. And that is just how my hair is. My hair hates me. I really think it does sometimes. Can I, like, get the curl from underneath to come back out? Sorry, I just realized that my chair has sunk on me. It does that sometimes. It's what happens when you buy a cheap hydraulic chair. They don't last. Come a chameleon. You come and go. You come and go. Loving would be easy if you was like my dreams. They're gold and green. Another thing that was pretty cool in the 80s was funky glasses. The funkiest glasses I currently own are my red cat eyes. But you know what? I think they kind of work. It's either that or my normal blue cat eyes, and they are not funky at all. But with that, I mean, they've got black sides and then the red front, so they're not like totally 60s cat eyes. They're kind of funky. I gotta tell you, I found a site called Zenny Optical. Pretty cheap glasses. The only problem is that I'm old now and I have bifocals, so my lenses cost a little bit. But even that, I think these were only like 60 bucks, which if you have it several times a year, you'll wear them. It's worth it. I've worn them for at least 2 costumes already. And sometimes I wear them just because I think it's fun, because I wear cat eyes on a daily anyways. My other cat eyes aren't so pronounced, but I think it works for the 80s outfit. And I'll put on my Chucks later, just plain black Chucks, because we loved our Chucks back in the 80s. Absolutely loved our Chucks back in the 80s. You know, there is one thing, I guess, before I do that. And I'm, turn back off the curling iron before I fry my hand somehow. Another thing we didn't do in the 80s, but I'm totally doing it now. Setting spray. This is the Tarte Stay Spray. I know it doesn't look like Tarte Stay Spray, but that's because the pump broke a long time ago. And I emptied this out of something else and just moved it over into this bottle. So there we go. 80s rocker chick. What do you think? See, it's already starting to kind of mellow out. It's because my hair just sucks like that. But it's still, even if it kind of flops a little, It's still very 80s. I could still bust out the crimper and do like some random little crimp lines because that was also a thing. In fact, that could solve this straight ass piece of hair problem. I don't know why this one just doesn't want to curl for me today. It's just being a pain. But yeah, I also should really have a smaller curling iron than this. One that's like half this size would be a lot more accurate for the 80s. And honestly, I could have slept on rollers and got them smaller or something, but it works enough because not everybody had curly hair. Some people barely had it wavy like this. I mean, Debbie Harry, hers wasn't usually super curly. It was barely feathered or kind of flat. And so there was lots of variations of 80s hairdo. What do you guys think? There's the 80s do. Even though some of my curl has kind of flopped already. But you know what? That would have happened in the 80s to me too, because that's just how my hair is. Okay, I'm back because I forgot one very important thing. Accessories. Yeah, this was the shit in the day. You had 20 million beaded necklaces. They could be plastic. They could be real pearls. They could be fake pearls. Didn't matter. As long as there was lots of them. On your wrist, how about jelly bracelets? Don't forget the fingerless gloves. You can even one glove it because, you know, Michael Jackson did the thing. Also, Mr. Roboto. Cool, right? The other thing we did a lot was, okay, these earrings are so very 80s, it's not even funny. I don't even remember where I got them. I might have gotten them secondhand and cleaned them up, but they are so very 80s, it's not even funny. But the thing we did a lot of times was our earrings didn't always match. Sometimes you'd have your ears multiple pierced like I do, and you'd have earrings all the way up that were all dangles on one side and then something flashy like this on the other. Like my other side is just this. It matches the bezels in this. But having two different earrings, totally normal back then. I mean, you can't hardly see this one because it's hiding in my hair, but that was so normal to have two totally different earrings on. And now you can see my hair's kind of settled down a little bit. It still isn't super curly, but it's still curly enough for 80s. So yeah, I just had to come back in with that little ad of don't forget the really radical accessories, man. Rock on.